What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we go into the Cumaean Canal and continue our adventures in the unter-zee. Let's get our information for report real fast, and then we're going to listen for surface gossip. We got another moves in the great game. Wow, this is the most lucky that I've ever been in any playthrough with that. I've gotten a moves in the great game almost every single time that I've come down here. It's been impressive. Let's go off to the east. If you recall from the previous episode, we needed to find ourselves a jellyfish, or a jellyfloor, or whatever the hell these things are called, and we need to kill it and let it dissipate so that we can get a Z story, so that we can finally finish the quest for the tireless mechanic. Unfortunately, if we can't find one of these, I think I see him over here, maybe? Nope, never mind. I thought that was going to be a ripple from him. Well, let's go. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, so let's hang out. The goal now is to keep him in the spotlight. Go ahead and put a couple rounds on him. I'm going to back up for just a moment. Oof, we took a little bit of damage. It's okay, though. There we go. So we got the jellyfloor. Let's go ahead and go through here. And once we go to the corpse, if we let it disperse, we should get ourselves a Z story. And so there it is. Now we've got a Z story. Let's head back up to the north because that's the next thing that I wanted to accomplish. There's nothing on that island right there anyways. I'm thinking that our next adventure should probably take us... Well, I think that we should go back to London. We should come back down to the Cumaean Canal. We should head east, and we should hit everything out this way after doing that quest. And we should go out to the east of Visage. Thank you for telling me the pronunciation, by the way. I appreciate it. And so now that we got Visage, we should go all the way down and then reconnect with the Udder Shroom. Hit the Fathom King's Hold on the way back, Iron Republic. It's going to take a lot of supplies, but I think that's going to be our next journey, and I think that's going to be the best way to make ourselves the most money we can from exploration, while B, simultaneously continuing to look for the Chelinet, which has eluded me this entire game. I don't know if I've ever found the Chelinet, in all honesty. The Chelinet is one of those places that remains a little bit mysterious to me. It's kind of like one of those legendary places that you never get to go, but everybody always talks about. Kind of like Disneyland, I guess. I don't know. You know, let's go back up to the north of London, and we'll see what we can do. I went to Disneyland a couple of years ago, I guess. Actually, it was a pleasant trip. I went to Disneyland, and I took a train all the way from Northern California down to Los Angeles. I took Amtrak, and it was pleasant, actually. I expected it to suck. I was like, I'm going to take the train because I don't like flying, and I don't feel like jumping on. I've got extra time. That's what it really came down to, is that I had time to ride a train, and I had never gone on an extended, like, 16-hour train ride before. So I was like, let's do it. Whatever. It's a new adventure. I always try to do new things whenever I can. And so with that in mind, I went ahead and I took a trip all the way down to Los Angeles. I went to Disneyland for a day or two, and then I came back. But it's been a little while. I can't say that, though, in front of my significant other. She hasn't been to Disneyland in a very, very long time. Why are you not reloading right now? Oh, my God. What just happened? What is going on here? Did we just shoot ourselves with our... I think that might have been a bug. I'm not positive what happened right there. That was weird. Why did I shoot myself? Huh. It didn't do any damage, though. Weird. I don't even know what to say about that. It's kind of one of those weird circumstances that you come across. It's just like, he wasn't targeting the auroral megalops. It was treating it as though it wasn't on my... or it wasn't in my sights, but then I used the blue scintillac to force it through, and apparently that makes it so that you shoot yourself to no effect. So that's the best type of shooting oneself, to zero effect. If I had to shoot myself, I would like it to have no effect on me, so presumably that would be like a shot in the ass cheek or something like it would hurt for a minute, but it wouldn't affect anything long term. Let's do a breath of relief when we jump out of the boat. We've got a few more menaces, unfortunately. Let's collect our messages real fast. The blind Bruiser would like a word. Yeah, okay, so he wants me to go. Once more, we find ourselves here on the quayside of what is, I suppose you might say, the lip of a well of opportunities. Let us both drink deeply from the well, by which I mean my patron has a task for you. Take payment across the ocean, bring back a little package. Alright. So bring the package back here. Where does he want me to go? Oh, from Gidersmore. That's not hard. I can go out to Gidersmore. That's really easy. That's a quick trip. That's not even that bad. Okay. So we'll go out to Gidersmore and we'll grab that maybe on the way back. I only got like one port report on my way out, but we may as well turn it in so that we can get ourselves an extra fuel. So we got the Cumaean Canal right there. Oh, good. He's not giving us anything for it anymore. The other thing that we could do is I don't have enough strategic information to actually accomplish anything here. He gave us 1,000 echoes, so we want to make sure that we don't spend that like we did last time because I was dumb and I didn't realize that that was a stipend to pay off the guy that's transferring the package. I guess it's the way that we're going to pay the guy who's doing our smuggling operation. I needed to go... Oh, yeah, we needed to go up to Hunter's Point. So let's do that real fast. I think it only required one Z story. And I think this should... This is going to be one of the last times we can use Hunter's Point, I think. Once you do this quest, in return for what it gives you, I think it destroys Hunter's Point, but I can't remember quite right. It might also be time-based. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn between the two. Torn between the two. Oh, that's a little bit weird because 2 is singular. And so if you're going to... never mind. I was going to try and make a joke about... Just don't worry about it. I was going to make a joke about numeracy, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As I say, 2 is a singular object, which is actually kind of ironic in and of itself. Like the number 2 is actually singular. And so it's a 2, you know. I guess I don't have to take that any further, though. It's one of those moments where I'm just like, I should probably stop talking now. Let's just go to 100. I told you I felt off today. I told you I feel very, very off. It's weird, too. Let's visit the cellar. Well, we will need, the mechanic tells the sisters, to visit your sub-cellar. Oh, that nasty place, Lucy says airily, a little hastily. Yes, we'll take you down there, she smiles, but we'll need stories, something alarming for Cynthia, a Z story for Phoebe, and a tale of distant places for me. Well, I got plenty of those. Let's go ahead. The sisters listen with delight to your stories and unlock the cellar door for you. The key is so heavy that Cynthia can only lift it with both hands. We won't go in, she says. We don't go in. The signs on the stones have a Kaganian look. In the deepest subcellar, your candles illuminate a litter of tumbled stone, the remnants of a temple. The pool at the cellar's center is almost dry. The remaining water there sees oddly in the candlelight as if it were near boiling, but it's cool to the touch. The writhing river flows near here, the mechanic remarks, one of the tributaries of Dream. I hope it doesn't touch the well those poor girls drink from. My enemies find me when I sleep, but this water will attract my enemies to this poor fellow. He bends to dip his hand in the water and sketches a sign on the clayman's forehead. The man watches him stolidly. The mechanic hands him the mirror catch box and says, hold this. Keep it open and don't let it go no matter what happens. The clayman's huge hands enfold the box. There, the mechanic says, turning to you, a serpent trap. Now I can sleep. I can finally sleep. He smiles, and then I think I may be able to offer you something rather interesting. And so we lost all that. We lost a clayman. You now have a serpent trap. So what does the serpent trap do for me? We can reconnoiter the island, and so there we go. We got the port report. They're probably not going to be receiving visitors, although I could go in here to get some free supply, I guess. You ask the sulfuride maid to carry a few hints of your news back. Oddly enough, she comes back with a message that their headaches are cured, and you're invited to lunch, and so we'll go with her one more time. I've never actually done any of the other sisters, though, so maybe we'll go... Let's go with Phoebe and see what's happened. Phoebe has a story to tell. 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the fall stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The unter-zee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood ships between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There's a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. So it looks like we got a memory of a distant shore. We gained supplies. We lost 40 hunger. We didn't lose as much terror. But we have Storm's attention again, so we could actually do that thing that we did previously or get more stats. That's pretty cool. So I'd probably like to do that. You're acquainted with the sisters, but something has changed. Okay. Well, apparently we've triggered some kind of event. We can't go back to London just yet. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I should have resupplied while I was there. That's unfortunate. So what this means is that given that we have 10 fuel and 10 supplies, we just need to make a run out to Guider's Morn and come back. It isn't something that I'm pleased about. It's not something that I would normally think about doing, but since I didn't resupply while I was there, unfortunately, I'm a little bit trapped. I don't much have a choice. Let's turn out the lights so that we can serve our fuel a little bit. We'll go out to Guider's Morn, which I think is pretty much lined up right here. You're like, yeah, it's not that far. It's a pretty short jaunt out there, so shouldn't take too long. We'll get it taken care of, and maybe if we have the fuel, we'll go to the south, and then we'll head to the west, meet up with the Cumaean Canal, maybe kill off a couple more of the, maybe kill off like 1 or 2 more of the jellyflowers or whatever, and see if we can get a few more Z stories just in case we need them to fill in the blanks on a couple of quests. I don't know, seems like a good idea to me. We found Massey's shaft. He's misplaced it, and we have found it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing if you're going to be the guy that found somebody's shaft. Well, good news, I found it for you. Bad news, I had to carry it all the way here. It didn't fit very awkwardly. The weight of it kept shifting around in my backpack. In general, it was pretty unpleasant. I don't know. I'd like some kind of reward if you could. I mean, I did find your shaft, so if you want to reward me, by all means, feel free to do so. I mean, if you're anything like me, it's probably very important to you because I'm a geologist, and obviously I like mine shafts. But anyways, restless nights. In the watch of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. Ignore them. We'll just take the extra terror. I don't think we're going to make the hearts check right there. Might get a little bit suspect. We'll go back to Guiders Moor. We'll take care of that. How far out is Port Cecil, by the way? Too far out. I think actually our best call is probably maybe to go around like so and just make this a little short trip, unfortunately. I would like to... Actually, that sets us up for a pretty good start, though, on the next part, because I think when we turn this in, he'll give us like 5 fuel, and he might give us 5 supplies or something like that for doing the quest. And so if we turn that in along with 6 or 7 port reports, that'll keep us reasonably well stocked up to go out on a big expedition next. So in Guiders Moor, we need to talk with this guy right here to get the package. There it is. So we lost the Echoes. We got the unstamped Crate of Brilliant Souls. Now we need to go in, and I think I'll probably explore the Morn. A patriotic dispute. A crew of Chelonate hunters exchange heated insults with a Canate privateer. It looks likely to end in blood. We can side with the Chelonians, or we can side with the Kaganians. I don't know who we should side with. I don't know if it really matters. This is an event that's repeatable anyway, so it comes up all the time. Let's go with the Chelonians. With battle screams and razor-tipped harpoons and your help, the Chelonians rout the Canate privateers. The swaggering huntress who leads them clasps you on the back. Well fought for a Londoner. Come to Carrion Sea sometime. We'll roast a sea serpent for you. She drops a saw-edged bone token into your hand and blows you a kiss. Okay, so we got ourselves a whalebone token of some sort. The next thing that I would probably do is let's gather intelligence. And we got a Tale of Terror. We lost a crew, but that's okay. We still got the port report. And essentially all that means... Oh, never mind. This is a new one. You're eavesdropping on the captain of a lean black cutter when her first mate spots you. In the ensuing fracas, one of your crew is smashed through a flimsy wooden wall. He falls 200 feet to be impaled on a smaller stalagmite in the shadow of the morn and dies instantly. It's a painless death, but his slowly mummifying corpse will hang there for decades to come. Ships will salute it, successive generations of children will name it, rename it, fling stones, dare each other to climb the pinnacle to kiss its fleshless hand. Brutal. It's pretty metal, but at least we got that taken care of. I don't really need the crewman anyways. Let's turn off the lamp. And I'm curious. I am curious to see if I can make the run out to Port Cecil. Let's try. Let's live on the edge for a little bit. If we don't make it, we don't make it. That's part of the game, but I'm going to give it a shot. I want to see if I can make it out here and get the final piece of... I think I needed to get... whatever this thing is. Yeah, the Scintillac. I needed to get one more Scintillac so that we could turn it into the venture capitalist. We got plenty of terror. We got plenty of fuel. We got plenty of hunger. So we may as well go for it. This is definitely one of those situations where we can just, like, put them on the glass and let the neighborhood see. Don't do that, by the way. That's a great way for the police to come by, and then they arrest you for indecent exposure. Then it turns out there's a bunch of kindergartners outside, and so now you're a red dot on a government map. Your neighbors start looking at you funny and raising an eyebrow every single time you go outside, and you be like, don't judge me, I wanted to be nude. Being nude is great. Have I ever talked about how much fun it is to be naked? I don't know, like, being naked is awesome. I can definitely see what nudists are all about, because honestly, every time I go out in nature, you gotta be naked at least once and just like walk around like a Sasquatch and just be like, "Mwah," while eating a hot dog or like a burger or something. Just nude, walking through the wilderness, eating a burger, just like, "Mwah," with just your camelback on. That's it. Just a camelback and a burger. Good times. I love geology. Let's keep going. I don't think I want to fight with that western angler crab. It's pretty big, and the angle of the situation is feeling to me like it's probably not going to turn out very well for us. Are we almost there? Well, on the plus side, it only cost us 2 fuel to get out here, so it could be a lot worse. Come on. You can make it. If we fail this quest out here, we still get 1 Scintillac, and so since that's all we need, we should be alright. What's in our hold right now, by the way? We've got the Serpent Trap. This will allow the tireless mechanic to get a night's sleep. Oh, I forgot to turn in my Clayman, too. Well, damn, I'm terrible at this game, aren't I? I am just the worst. Oh, I didn't turn them in. That's why. I didn't turn them in because we needed one. You can't just turn in a certain amount. I didn't turn them in because if we turned them in, it would turn them all in. Then we couldn't do the Hunter's Peak quest or the Hunter's Point quest. And so, okay, it makes sense that I didn't turn them in. Still, I wish that I had. Port Cecil, we're writing for you. Port Cecil, my easel. That's the only word that I could think of that rhymes with Cecil. I don't know, Cecil, easel. A needle is kind of, that's like a half rhyme. There are different types of rhymes, by the way. If you ever study like rhyme scheme and like poetry, there's like different types of rhymes, and you gotta decide like which ones you can get away with. It's a thing called a half rhyme, as I recall, or like an almost rhyme or something like that. I don't remember, it's been a long ass time, but it's a thing, I swear. Don't take my word for it. Get my LeVar Burton on right now. Everybody loves LeVar Burton. You ever seen him read a copy of Go the Fleet to Sleep? It's pretty good. Sailors at the rail call softly. Something swims beneath the ship. I saw it looking up at us, one says, his voice a tremble. A modest challenge. Well, let's catch it. Blast that thing. We got ourselves one terror, and we got a strange catch. Cool. Another strange catch. Well, that means that if we go back over there, we can do that quest with the poissonnier if we wanted to. I don't need the strange catch. What I actually need is I need to get another one of these thingies right here so that we can do his quest way up north at the Chapel of Lights. The big problem that you run into in this game is sometimes you have like these large impasses where you just can't get the quest item you need in order to finish stuff. And so I find that when I play this game, it's usually a better idea just to kind of like come what may. Essentially just like float around and have a good time doing storylines until you just coincidentally have the item you need instead of focusing on it, because this is not one of those games that really it's not a game that allows you to actively pursue like a thing that you want. Like there are certain things that are acquirable by doing other tasks, and so they can be targeted specifically, but stuff like the strange catches and the live specimens, those are kind of random unless you're higher level. Like there are ways to get those if you're higher level, but for right now, I'm going to gather Scintillac. So we gained one terror, we failed, but we got our one Scintillac. That's all that I wanted to do. I didn't even really care. As long as we get one Scintillac, I'm happy. I could play chess for a little while. Yeah, go for it. A disciplined success. Odd thoughts bubble up each time you touch a chess piece. This one longs for home. Oh, good. And so we got a checkmate. We got ourselves an extra page. Very, very cool. We're up to 30 pages. The next game is going to be pretty difficult, and in fact, we're kind of dumb, and so unfortunately, our pages score is not very good. 30% is still not a bad chance to get this done, though, so we may as well. I mean, there we go. We gained a terror. We got a fragment. We can keep it going for a little while. We can gamble on it. There it is. And so... oh, we gained 5 terror. Yikes. You don't often look at the chess pieces. Not really look. The bishops with their hooks, the knight with its mane and teeth, the kin and the cream, white mingled with red, the roots that pin the corner of the board down to keep you safe from your opponent. You lift a pot of toy with it, touches velvety pads. Yeah, we look too closely. Unfortunately, we got 5 here from that one. Apparently, it's punishing me for spamming. Alright, so our terror is high enough now to where I feel like we should probably... yeah, let's go back. I think we could buy some extra stuff, too, if we want to, but I don't think we're going to need it. I'm going to leave the lamps on for right now, and we're going to cut back to the west as well as we can. That'll put us at Abbey Rock and the Shepherd Isles. The reason we're going to Abbey Rock is so that we can... I think I wanted to go down to the basement. That's what it was. You can explore the island that they're on, and sometimes you get an extra live specimen. And so given that we have the ability to acquire one of those items that we need, 2 live specimens is actually pretty difficult to get a hold of. It's pretty rare that I have 1 live specimen in this game, so... if we can get 2, though, we can start his quest off. I don't know if he leaves or anything. He probably upgrades and gets better. I don't think his quest was actually in the game the last time that I played. And so it's one of those little things with which I have no experience. Out to the Z we go. A little bit of time to play with here. I'm hoping we can hit... I could have gone to Demo. Then again, fuel is ticking downwards. I don't know if it's worth it. What is this right here? Bonnie Reefs. Okay, we can make that work. We've already picked up the charter, so that should allow us to go back to town. Once we go back to town, we'll get our extra supplies. We'll fill on up with the other stuff that we need. I think you get like 300 echoes the last time that we did that. I don't know exactly what the payment was the last time that we did this, but I seem to remember it being fairly lucrative. I think we got ourselves some kind of value out of it, so I figure it's probably worth it to do it again. I think it's also doing like an internal ticker every single time we do one of those quests, and eventually we may be able to meet our patron, which I've never done either. That's not something that I've ever been exposed to, so we may get to play around with a new phenomena. I don't know why I enjoy doing that so much, but I do. Ooh, Pure Wall Point. We missed something out here. Looks like I got myself some freebie fragments. Aw, yeah, we just got a secret, too. How many secrets do I have on me? 7? I tend to keep my secrets close until later on in the game. Once you get further into the game, there are creatures that you can kill that give you a full secret. Like, when you kill them, you get a secret. That's the reward. Who is this down here? It's a pirate steam pinnace. I think we can take him. Let's go ahead and fire a couple shots at him. Especially if we can wedge our way in on that side. There we go. Drag him down to the briny deeps. Got the loot and scuttle right there. We got a cache of curiosities. And it's going to have a firkin of prisoners, honey. Very cool. Good stuff to have along. The Shepherd Isles are down there, but what we want is Abbey Rock. So I'm going to go to the northwest. I love it when combats are unpainful like that. They lack in any sort of painful attribute. Makes me very, very pleased. Kill them off with 2 quick shots and then just get some freebie loot. The firkin is not worth that much from what I remember, though. I think the firkin's worth like 24 echoes, but it's extra loot. It's hard to complain about something that's supplementary. It's an extra port report that I didn't grab on the way, so... With 5 fuel left, we're definitely getting towards the point where I start to get nervous about my fuel usage. I'm trying to keep my terror low, though, because unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with our terror. I think inside the events, it's saying we've got different terror than we actually have on our meter. Something went wrong, and I don't know. I thought we had 75 or 74, and now it says we have 69, so either way. I suppose I should probably giggity that, otherwise people will be disappointed with me, so there you go, giggity. Abbey Rock, we want to... We can offer a gift. We can compile a port report. Let's wait a while and see. That's the one that I was thinking about. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything right there, but either way, sometimes when you wait and watch, you see them go drag something. I think we did in this playthrough, actually. You'll see them go outside and they throw something into the ocean, then you can go retrieve it. It's a live specimen. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I don't think I have anything for them right now. I do have a hunter's trophy, but... I don't think that I want to do anything with it. I think I'll probably just hold on to it. It's probably got a use later that's going to be a lot more satisfactory than just getting rid of like 2 or 3 terror like it does at Abbey Rock. So watch out for that. Let's head west. We're going to go back to London now that we've picked up our charter. And it's time for us. I think this is actually lined up with Cumaean. I don't think we're going to have the fuel to make it back to Cumaean. So instead, I'm going to go all the way back to London. Let's go ahead and we'll put things where they're supposed to be. Chart a heading. And be the hell on out of here. A sluggish wave. The ship pitches. A kind of obsession. A stoker approaches you on deck. Captain, she says, that thing in the hold, it's dreaming about us. It means it's no good. No good at all. Let's go ahead and chide her for foolishness. We'll continue on our way. To the northwest. I don't like these fog banks. They make me sad and they make me target less quickly. And if there's one thing I know I like in this game, it's the ability to shoot things very, very rapidly and with much aplomb. Ekin Rock. We should be able to make it back right here. Not going to have a whole lot of supplies, and in fact, we're going to have to finance our next journey pretty much out of pocket, assuming that the blind Bruiser gives us 5 and 5. That's going to put us at 12 and 8. I'm still going to have to buy a whole bunch of fuel, though, so whatever. Not something that I really wanted to do, but we're about to turn in a bunch of Scintillac, too, so we're about to make a grip of cash. We'll be up to maybe... We'll be up to almost 2,000. Unfortunately, the gunners can't really fire from right here, so I don't think we should fight with them. But anyways, as I was saying, we should be making actual positive steps towards getting ourselves a new ship, which I don't know if I've ever upgraded my ship in this game before. Usually I just play with the steam pinnace thing that we have right now, and it's like, meh, whatever happens, happens. Our little steamship or whatever. I don't think he's actually aggroed. Is he? I think he's kind of following us, like, half-assedly. Oh, well. We'll swing into London, we'll make a little bit of money, and then we'll call it a day. Sound good? Hope so, because that's what we're doing either way. Ha-ha! Non-interactive entertainment. Let's go to Fallen London real fast. See, that's the one you need right there, the Dreadnought class. Has anybody actually unlocked that yet? Like on YouTube, has anybody gotten a Dreadnought? I hope that, I don't know, I'm going to keep this series going. I realize, like, people haven't been super stoked about it lately. But I don't know. Oh, good. We've got controlled goods. We're going to have to talk our way out of the search, unfortunately. It's going to use our favors up. I don't know how it is. Every single time I try to come back to port that I end up getting searched. I come back 30 times, and the one time I have illegal stuff, I always get searched. Every single time. So anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. I'll see y'all later. Hi, do everybody.